This is Between Hooksets. I'm Chasen Walter from In Through the Outdoors with my partner in slime, Curt Underhill from the fishing crew.
What is up, dude?
Not a whole lot. Sting's here. Ray Davies from the Kinks is here. You know, this classic hits cowboy thing for me is just getting real, man. You know, I'm telling you, giddy up, yeehaw, let's go.
I didn't know if you were trying out for Chippendales with those or what.
I just decided to AI the thing because one day on my show on the Eagle, 100.1 in Pierre, I just said I'm your classic hits cowboy just to be a smart ass, you know. And I'm like, wait a minute, you know what? I kind of like that. Now, whether anybody will buy it, whatever, who cares? You know, I'll pull out my Wranglers again. I got my 38-inch inseam Wranglers. Uncle Lou, how do you do? I can stack my jeans again. I could do it. I could pull out. Matter of fact, I came to Mobridge and I brought my hat rack. So I've got my lids and I've got my spurs hanging on the hook and everything. And I'm a wannabe cowboy. I'm not saying I'm a cowboy. I'm not even going there, but I did live the life a little bit. I raised horses for a short time. I had registered Angus cattle for 21 years, 22 years. And, so I lived the life a little bit and, it's kind of my deal. I grew up, we lived in Columbus, Montana till I was 4. So I watched a ton of Westerns. That's all I ever did. Well, everybody else is out playing baseball and they're playing football, on a Sunday afternoon or watching the Vikings. I'm watching Rio Bravo or some Glenn Ford movie, Western, so.
And anyway. Now you fish.
And now I fish. And so that anybody that knows me will, they'll tell you that I'm a doofus and a dork at absolutely everything. I'm a doofus at fishing. Whatever. I used to fish when I was a kid. I grew up on Devil's Lake. Fish in Lake Sakakawea, but that was a long time ago, and with a Zebco 33, not kidding you, and when I was in Brookings, I was a Zebco 33 guy. Your old man's like, you can fish with a Zebco 33. I don't care. And then finally one day he said, all right, I got to put that thing away. So, I opted for a new way of fishing and it's been good. It's been trying. I will tell you this, for those that think scoping is so doggone easy, Eric Brandwright, it is so good to know you're out there because I feel like we have lost touch, right? It's like I forgot where I came from. I've been doing episodes differently on my In Through the Outdoors, and maybe now that I'm in Mobridge, maybe I'll go back to the way I used to do it because I would call Eric, and Eric would play along with my whole milfoil thing, and I would say that I ran into him at Guns, Gas, and Get and decided to give him a call, and we talk about something, and like, okay, I'll buy you an iced tea at the Rotten Dock Bar and Grill, so you go from Guns, Gas, and Get to Rotten Dock Bar and Grill, and then see you later, and he played along with it, and it was a ton of fun, and I kind of forgot about all that stuff, and I should probably go back just for fun. So Eric, it's nice to know you're out there, but so now quickly back to my scoping thing. Last weekend, it was swing and a miss on 20 or 30 really good marks. I am not going to say I don't think any mark was a 30 plus, but they were 20, 22, 24, 26ers. They were nice marks.
There were these ones.
There you go. Right there. And I'm down here, and I'm doing what I got to do. And I'm not kidding you.
Then they do that. They're gone.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they're gone. Louis had a strike on 2, and it was swing and a miss for me, and it was so hard. I was pissed, because I thought it was me. I really did. And then the more people that I ran into who were out said that it's been tough for them, and the bite got tough. Things are just here it is, dog days of summer, or now it's fall now. So things are tough out there. And I won't fish this weekend because we've got the Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl, And so now let me teach you how to do the button thing here. Now watch. Now, so you go Stockman Livestock Fall Brawl. See how you popped it up, because you popped it up in Stockman's Livestock right in the middle of the Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl.
You're the button guy.
I'm just teasing you. It's you because I don't know. I guess it's because it's you and I, and that's all there is to it. Do you see my blue ambiotic light at all? Do you see the?
I don't. I'm just waiting.
There's so much white light.
I'm waiting for your 37 guests to show up with all those microphones in the background.
Well, see, that's because this is the studio right here. This is the KMLO studio. So, Uncle Lou, them dang catfish. Yeah, you know what? You're right there, Uncle Lou. The catfish thing. Even the catfish didn't bite. I caught one herring last weekend, but 12, 13-inch herring, and it got off at the water, which was fine because I didn't want to touch it anyway. But the catfish have just been stupid. But here's the crazy thing. Call me dumb or call me whatever, but I am starting to get the feel for a walleye versus a catfish coming out of deep water. There's a difference, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there is now for me now there is a huge difference. And now I know, and what are you going to do? The one thing that I know for a fact that is true is I can tie a uni knot like I never thought I could tie a uni knot, because you're bringing up a 10, 12, 13 pound catfish and you're not snapping. You're not losing your knots. You're not having anybody that's wasting time with that FG knot, and you got to tie that other little extra. I mean, just stop, right? And you got all these other knots, and I learned to tie the uni knot in a quicker, different way, right? And so this quicker, different way is so much better because you've got a much tighter, refined knot, and it doesn't click through the eyelets, like you do with that bigger double uni. When you're twisting it through and you bring it through and then you bring it through and then you pull it tight and liquor down. This one you're looping in 5, 6, 7, pull, you're done. And I love it. I do. I mean, it's just changed things. And, and I got to say fishing rods, man, I'll tell you what, I've got a fishing rod hang up that just, I finally tickled the itch. I got a package from Rapala. I got the 13 fishing. I got the Dewey Myth rods. Bible doesn't have the rods out yet. They're not coming, and I'll get.
Oh, don't speak too soon.
Are they coming?
They're here.
They're here.
We will have them this weekend. The new Bible jigging series rods.
All right, then. Well, I guess I better bring some extra money, because I told him, I said, I need rods, man. I got to have rods. These lesser, even the Fenwick Eagle that I've been using. Oh, sorry. Geez, I didn't mean to show my muscles. Let me put my arms down. I just, I went from Berkeley lightning rods to, whatever else, even St. Croix icons, and for jigging, it's different. Jig wrapping. I do like the Myth. Now the Myth just came. We had a little debacle with the delivery on that. And I've not caught a big fish with the Myth. I do have some Defy Gold that I also got a heck of a deal on them because I'm an NPAA member, right?
There you go.
So saved a little bit of money there, and that was really kind of the conversation. Am I boring you with my conversation here, Curt?
No, I was looking at something.
Okay, so I'm just talking because we don't have a whole lot to talk about. It's not like we're going to hang out for an hour or anything. But as you could tell, if we needed to talk for an hour, I could fill the space, right?
Yeah.
But no, seriously, guys that are going out there not using not using the right rod. I understand now. I really do. I never did before. I thought it was a waste of time. I thought it was a waste of money. I can tell you from my novice standpoint, if you have a 10 eyelet rod, and they're not all created equal, but if you've got 10 eyelets on your rod, you're going to fish a whole lot better. And you're not going to catch fish better, but you're going to reel them up from wherever they come a whole lot better.
Yeah, Uncle Lou, we don't want to get too much into tackling rods because we know it always costs you money. So
yeah, right on.
Trying to give you a week off money.
Well, as you know, prepare. You got to have drop a few bucks on a Bible rod. I guess that's. And here's the thing: I will be very excited because I've used them. I knew what they were, but I needed a rod because I didn't think they were coming until winter. That's what I thought Josh said.
And they showed up. So
okay, well,
on hand.
They're here. Okay, so that makes me feel good. Does it bother people if my microphone seems like it's just a little into my chin there? Maybe that's better.
I put mine in my chin all the time.
Well, see, that's when we're in real radio, you got this thing here, and so this is how you're doing the deal, right? You're talking, you're doing this, that, and the other thing, and you hit the button for the song to go. So it's way different than this whole podcast setup thing here. I feel like I'm kind of a sportscaster.
He's safe there. Yeah. But no, we do have stuff to talk about. We do have the Stockton's Livestock Fall Brawl this weekend. You can still sign up till tomorrow night. So we are at about 40 teams right now. $5,000 added money from First National Bank of Sioux Falls. Free steak prime rib dinner. If you were at the 50th Gov Cup party, the same cook, Sean Brox, is cooking it for us. Cannot wait for the prime rib. And yeah, it's going to be a 3-man event, but you can fish it with 2, and we designed it so if you're only with 2, it's not a big deal. It's still only 2 line, only 4 lines in the water. Even if you have 3 people, you can only catch 7 fish, weigh your best 5, all that stuff. But registration starts Friday night, 5:00. Dinner will be about 6:30. We'll do the Calcutta. We can't do a Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl without Calcutta. So Greg,
who's the auctioneer?
Oh, you want to guess? Greg Reichen.
Okay, I was going to ask if it was Greg. Yeah, I might have to teach him have him teach me how to auctioneer. I tried to learn the auctioneer song. That's a lot of work, man. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. But that auctioneering stuff sounds like it'd be a ton of fun.
So Greg will auction it off. We got a couple other things we're going to auction off for kids fishing. Couple things that were donated to us for the kids fishing for next year for the Lieutenant Governor's Cup. And then great payouts. I mean, $550 entry fee for a 3-person team. I don't have the math in front of me, but I bet we were going to pay close to $10,000 for first place on 40 teams. So,
yeah. Well, here I got a pen. So what X? Yeah. Okay. What you said.
Let's see here. There you go.
Yeah. You know what? There's just nothing more fun than the old marble eye. Oh, wait a minute. Pop that up. I didn't see it. You went so quick.
Oh,
Oahe customer. Oh, OCR. Yeah. I met him and now I feel really bad because I don't remember his first name. And I told him I would forget. I'm sure I told him I would forget because that's what I do. I got to write names on my hand if I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, we're kind of partial to our Bible rods. We like our JB Custom Designs over here. And Josh has put a lot of effort into those rods. I really enjoy fishing with them. He tries to get super technical with me, and I'm like, just build me a rod that does this because I don't fish enough to know what this does. You build it how you think, and I'll fish it, and I'll tell you if I like it and if I don't. And yeah, I mean, I've got custom paddlefish rods from the guy. Now I got his bouncing series rods. I got jig wrapping rods. I mean, when he first started building them, I had him build me a 4-foot long ice rod. I want a 48-inch ice rod. And he told me he thought I was insane. And I'm like, if you're walking around outside hole hopping, jigging, this is the greatest rod you'll ever fish with ice fishing. He now 8-inch ice rods after he built mine and built one for himself. And he's like, you are 100% correct. Inside a shack, wheel shack, inside the lodges does not work very well. Definitely does not work inside a snowberry. You got to fish like this.
Oh yeah, no, that's too much.
But it is so nice when you're out hole hopping. And
so you like the long rod.
Oh man, especially if you're jig wrapping through the ice, you get such more of a long pole. It's so nice when you're, when you rip that wrap, you don't have to work as hard to get it to go as far,
Yep. Right.
So it's really nice. I love my 48-inch ice rods by Josh. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm kind of partial to him. It's first custom rod I ever owned, other than back in the day, we had some Thornton Brothers.
Yeah, of course.
We had some Thornton Brothers back in the day, but I really love my JB Custom designs, and it's fun to be able to talk with Josh and see all the passion he puts into them. And it's we got to try the prototype rods up in Devil's Lake. These new ones that just landed. We tried the prototypes of them. They're a lot of fun to fish. They are a great rod. So pretty excited for them to have them this weekend and be able to be the first people to sell them. So if you're in the market for some jigging rods, come to the Fall Brawl. They'll be there for the first time.
Right. And use the code Chasen2 for 2% off your purchase this weekend only.
I thought that was adding 2%.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Okay. Hey, let me try something. I'm just kind of curious that if I peek through, do you think I can peek through over into you over there?
Nope. No, can't do it.
Oh, dang it. That would be really cool if you could do that.
This weekend we got the Fall Brawl. It's going to be it's going to be interesting. We were doing a little media, what do you want to call it?
We had a media soiree. We had a little media gathering last night.
And talking about what we're going to do for different media stuff to keep you guys all informed throughout the weekend. But it was really, the big question come up to on the water coverage, and if we get a boat out there to chase them and do this and that. And it'll be really interesting to see where these guys go. We put in at Spring Creek and they have no boundaries, just one tank of gas. They can't carry gas. They can't refill on the water. So we all know that you can run to Mobridge from Pier. We've seen it. Chase Parsons done it. We've seen plenty of guys do it, but they can't get back.
Yeah, and they won't go that far anyway.
No, but the 212 is definitely in play. I know that'll be in play, but it's going to be really interesting. I wish we'd have been prepared and popped that little graphic up from Bill with the Walleye Coalition.
Oh yeah.
It looks like to me, looking at that graph, the bigger fish seem to be better on their gill nets on the southern end of Lake Oahe right now.
Yeah, which honestly doesn't surprise me because you look at what Bo and Ben did right down there during the Gov Cup. That was a whole different story, you know. And I guess while we're talking, I could get that graphic. I could probably get it so we could pop it up. Why don't we? Here, let me just let you talk, and I'll do this.
Yeah, the fishing numbers are from that graphic. They're looking pretty healthy, so I'm pretty excited to see where this tournament brings us in for weight. And there are some good fishermen in it. They always find the big fish or getting the small feed bags on. So them 11 pounders in the Gov Cup could be, 12, 13 pounds now if they put a good feed bag on. So we could really see some big weights, 2-day tournament. It's going to be so much fun. Last one of the year, got so much in the works for next year. We're planning a bunch of stuff. Upping the media coverage, as always. That's a number one priority for us here at the Fishing Crew and between Hooksets is to continue to innovate on how we do our media, because really we have two customers. We have the anglers, number one customer. Number two is our fans.
Yep.
So I mean, go back and forth. that's our forte, is keeping everybody happy out there. Do we do it all the time? Nope. We try.
Right. It's hard.
We've got a lot of stuff coming. We finally got some stuff to work that we've had for 3 years, and we finally got that working. So we're hoping that it works for the tournament. So
did you get a text? Because I heard your phone go.
No, I might hit the table or something.
Oh,
so did you get that uploaded?
I did. Now here's the deal. It's going to look awkward, but I did that because I wanted it to be bigger anyway. So
for people that can't see it, the blue is under 10. The bottom blue is under 10 inches.
Yep.
The or goldish color, call it, that is 10 to 15 inches, I believe. The red color is 15 to 20, and the dark blue on the top is over 20 inches. So looking at that, not being a biologist, not saying anything, what I find kind of interesting is, the southern end of Lake Oahe, which would be the middle graph. I think the far graph is actually Lake Francis Case. The first graph, the second
it's Charles Mix there, and then Dewey and
So the tallest graph is actually Upper Lake Oahe, but the middle Lake Oahe, Lower Lake Oahe, like we're at, there is no blue, little blue.
Yeah, right.
There's no little blue there, but we have an abundance. Our numbers are really good from 15 to 20 inches and over that 20.
Which really honestly bodes well for fishing tournaments and all, right? Yeah. Because that you want that 15 to 20, to see those year classes be healthy like that. And if you had a chance to read the article, the In Fisherman article, I think it's called Bits and Pieces. I just did an episode for In Through the Outdoors, and it should be right on the top of my head, but it's not. It's talks about the strength of year class of those little walleyes, and it talks about how, what it takes and how they become healthy. And it's really, really interesting. So if you just Google walleye year class strength, probably Bits and Pieces, go to In Fisherman, read the article. Well, here's the deal. It was in Target Walleye. That's how I found it. It was in there, and I think the September 19th. So it would have been the one that came on Friday. If you go dig that one out, man, if you don't get the Target Walleye email, you got to get that because it's really good. But I love the article. Chris, how you doing? So it's good. I saw that, and I shared it right away and said, "Oh, it's time to get Bill on." And I tried to get Bill on a couple of weeks ago, but he was busy. And I thought you had somebody, and I don't remember if it was gonna be Jared or whatever. And so I didn't reach out to him again because I'm like, well, we'll just wait. But maybe, depending on who wins the fall brawl and what happens, if they don't want to be on, we'll get Bill on and we'll talk about the strength of walleye in Hawaii.
Well, and I can't wait till we'll get Bill on, get his take, and then this winter, we did it last winter where we had the biologists on for Lake Oahe. Mm-hmm. I want to do a biologist for a couple different bodies of water in South Dakota throughout this winter, so we can talk about Lake Oahe, Lake Sharp, Lake Francis Case, Bitter Lake, the Glacier Lakes regions, to maybe get out west. I was talking to a gentleman tonight, this afternoon, and he was telling me Angostura is super, super low. I've never fished Angostura, but there's a flat out there. A lot of guys like to drift for walleyes. It's out of water.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No. So, if anybody's from out there knows more about that body of water, chime in, because I just heard that tonight and I went, oh, Angostura has always been one. If people don't know, there is some big walleyes in Lake Angostura.
Well, I think we're gonna be out there in February. Maybe we're gonna have to go out in December and fish with Euler and just kind of hang out a little bit well, I don't know. You know, with my new job, I can't just say, yeah, let's do a long weekend and be gone for 5 days because, well, I can't do that anymore. But anyway, you know, Friday, Saturday, and come home Sunday. At least it's not a 6-hour drive anymore for me.
Yeah,
that's been cut in half, so that helps.
Yeah, so I'd like to get out there. We're planning on some ice fishing trips this winter, some live from the lake type of trips. Put that team lodge to good use and get out there and do some filming for you guys. So if you'd like, if you got a lake that you're interested in, we might have to do some research on it and try to go check out those bodies of water. Sorry,
Billy Idol was here doing an interview, and he just gave me the peace sign through the window. I'm like, well, if I don't say, hey, you know, yeah, well, I'm going to get that, you know, whatever the.
No, but I mean, you know, this time of season is, you know, it's kind of, we don't want to be redundant with one guy after another talking about kind of the same stuff. So it's hard. There's the tournament season's wrapping up. There's a lot of stuff coming, you know, for the hunting season. We'll talk to a few guys there. I tried to get Austin early to come fish, but he was chasing elk and he got another good elk. I don't know if you saw that.
Kidding.
He got a bow.
I didn't know he got another big one
last year. State record holder. We had him on last year, but he got a good elk this fall, and a couple guys I know that are out going to be chasing elk this next couple weeks out in the hills for rifle season. And one of my buddies, his dad finally drew after 35 years Custer State Park elk tag. So you know, wait to see the pictures and hear that. So they're going to be out there this weekend scouting, and that starts October 1st. So that's going to be hopefully they get a good one. And so we got a lot of stuff coming up this fall. Got some more things in the planning. Continue to guys keep you guys entertained. We appreciate everybody hanging out every week, especially the weeks it's just us two Nimchucks or Nimrods hanging out and just shooting the bull. And yeah, I sure do. We sure do enjoy doing this for you guys. So I hope you guys are continuing to enjoy what we got, and we're going to continue to bring new and innovative guests on. If you haven't checked out all the episodes from before, go check out some of them. I mean, last week was incredible with Danny on.
Oh, that was, you know what? That was the most underrated episode as far as viewership is concerned. And you know, it's not like we have 8 million views, right? But it just didn't get the respect that I thought it would. Yeah. And so if you're in the market for Garmin, you got to go listen to Danny, because he presented me with clarity, and you know, and I'm going to do exactly as he said. And the cool thing is, he didn't say it from a salesman standpoint. He said it from a user standpoint, and the fact that each user is going to want something different. And he explained that. And that's what made last week so awesome. And I thought more people would be interested to know more about Garmin, and maybe there will be later on, whatever.
It'd be I mean, if you're in the market, it's always there on YouTube. Facebook likes to delete them. So that kind of sucks now. But always on YouTube, and either Fishing Crew or Chasen Walters, or anywhere, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, anywhere you can get it. So,
hey, what down there? You got been busy? All right. Nathan, you got down here. What? Pop that up quick. You're going to forget.
Oh, this?
Yeah, I want to laugh at that. Oh, it's hard to see. Oh my God, that does not look like you at all.
That one looks. That doesn't look like either one of us.
So that's AI working that.
Like either one of us. You can hardly see him. I tried to get it bigger, but it was kind of.
Oh my God.
That GTP works great until it doesn't.
They nailed my thumb. I mean, they got my thumb down. That is my thumb. It looks just like my thumb. See?
So, man,
I think. What time does the tournament start this weekend? Oh, Mindy, you know what? It starts at 7 a.m. Actually, it was. Sorry, I forgot to click that off. I was so excited that Mindy had a comment. It said 7:30, right? I think it was light at 7:15, so 7:30 should be a safe go.
Yeah, I think I was going to say 7:15. We're going to figure out what sunrise is. 7:23, I think I looked at. As soon as the first safe light and we got everybody on the water, they take off. So probably 7:15, 7:30. We'll announce that Friday night at the rules meeting so we know. But rules meeting starts at 5 o'clock. Check in. 7 o'clock will be the meeting. We'll get a dinner in there. Have some cocktails and hang out at the hoop building at the outpost. It's going to be a good weekend. This is a fun tournament. Like Zach said, Zach goes, I'm bringing my cowboy hat. We're going to the cowboy tournament.
Oh, that's what. Oh, you know what? Now that you said that, I'll bring my boots, my hat, and my belt buckle.
Yeah.
And, I've got one of them fancy belt buckles with my name on it.
Look,
there you go. Yeehaw.
You better look just like that this weekend.
See now, no, pop that back up. Here's where AI gets really goofy. See the pommel there? There's no horn. it honestly, I'm not kidding you. It's a pommel without a horn.
No horn.
Yeah, like you should not be able to see my zipper there because there should be a horn there, and it should be wrapped. Rawhide and rubber wrapped, and that thing ought to be ready to dally right there.
Well, why didn't you put the ones up when you were look like you've been in the gym hitting steroids?
Oh, because I didn't want to embarrass people. Here's the deal: they'll show up on my Facebook page anyway, just because I'm just going to play it up and have some fun with it, and we'll see who takes me serious and who realizes it's just a doggone joke. Yeah. That's all there is to it. Well, no, hold on. I think I look like I look like Bill Holden there, don't I? Ready for a few wobble pops as well. You know what, Jordan? Yeah, right. I'm looking for just kind of kickback Friday night, Saturday night, and then I guess I got to come home Sunday night, but whatever, I'm excited for this Trapper. Didn't look old enough. Well, that's because I took the wrinkles out, or AI was smart enough to.
He typed into Chat GTP, make a new photo of me with less wrinkles,
right?
And my ears the same size.
Yeah, so I sit down in the chair to get a haircut in Mobridge here, and the gal did a fabulous job. I've never had my hair cut the way she cut it, and she cut all of my hairs, by the way, so it was all good. But the thing is, she's like, so I suppose you're getting ready to go south for the winter, huh? No, oh.
So I'm going north for the winter.
So you think I'm a snowbird, huh? I am not 72.
The tournament's out of we take out of Spring Creek, but everything's going on at the outpost. Like I said, $550 entry fee, 3-man tournament. You can sign up till tomorrow night. So make sure if you want to get in, more information on thefishingcrew.com.
Wait a minute, don't take that down. I want to know what ye hot poo is.
How about this one? More like Woody from Toy Story.
Oh no.
Mark.
71. Oh, holy crap! Yeah, well, where was I? Was at the I was at Whitlock Bay Supper Club, and there's a new gal working there, and I said something to one of the guys about being old, and she goes, "Oh, did somebody say old?" And I didn't hear her, and I said, well, I'm 59, and she goes, who just said they're 59? I'm like, I did. She goes, oh, you look like you're 40. Like, you're bucking for a big tip, aren't you?
You're going to say she gave you the senior citizen discount.
Yeah. I'll do that now. I'll go to McDonald's. I'm like, I'll have a senior coffee because I think you got to be 65. I'm 59, right? I mean, I just, you got to do what you got to do. All I need to do is take my hat off and show my 5 head. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, we don't need to see your ID. We're good. Here's your coffee. And would you like cream with that? No, I don't want any cream with my coffee.
Yeah.
So what food are we eating Friday night?
Prime rib.
Yeah.
Prime
okay.
rib.
Greg Riken, prime rib. Yeah.
Yep. Greg.
Sean is going to do the cooking.
Yep.
So snack away.
All part of your tournament entry fee. So you get a free, too late to get the t-shirts, but if you get in early next year, you get a free t-shirt, Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl t-shirt, and you get free prime rib dinner. And it's going to be a good time for the Cowboy tournament, the old Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl. The trophies are some of my absolute favorite trophies. So they are pretty sweet. Our trophy lady does a heck of a job building these trophies. So they're can they still get in? Yeah,
tonight at midnight's the last.
Tomorrow night at midnight. They can sign up till tomorrow night at midnight. So like I said, we're sitting right around that 40 number.
Yep.
And so it's gonna be a good time. We had 33 in it last year, and so we're kind of up in kind of growing the tournament a little bit. So we got some tweaking for next year. We're gonna move the dates back a little bit so we get away from elk season and hunting season and all that stuff. So got some stuff in the works for that, but the next year's tournament season we've been planning for a while now, but we got some couple new things coming. Not quite ready to announce everything that's coming. Getting very close. Hopefully in the next week or so, I'll finalize pretty much all the details on that stuff, but still the same staples with a couple new twists in there.
Oh,
still the same staples we've done: Cedar Shores, Pike Masters, Sharp Showdown, Bass Cup, Gov Cup, Fall Brawl, all for sure. And we're still working on details with for the Denny Palmer and a couple other things coming over in the state. So pretty excited to launch the 26th season. It's going to be a ton of fun and growing the sport and our teams, and continue to have a lot of fun and show what we can do to everybody.
And I'm kind of excited. I don't know why it feels different being out here, living out here now. It just feels like things are going to be different. Pay attention to different details, to different things that, oops, I screwed that up. And it just feels like things are going to be more better. You know what I'm saying?
No, when I mean move it back in the beginning of September or end of August, something like that. Get back in sooner than this late in the season. We're just losing, a lot of guys that I've talked to want to fish it, but they can't because they're on a hunting trip or they got elk tags or they're guiding pheasant hunters. It just gets really tough, this time of year for a lot of people that, fished it last year or want to fish it, but they just can't because, when you draw pretty much a once in a lifetime elk tag in South Dakota, you go.
Yeah, no matter what. Because here's the deal: the draw in South Dakota is going to be better than Colorado because you're going to get a 4x4 or whatever in Colorado, and you're going to end up with a wall hanger here. Yeah, you know what, Drew? You're right. It is. I want to fish with you, Drew, sometime, just because I want to fish with you. Yeah. So you lived in Mobridge. I do love it up here. I got my nose, up a bull's ass with the computers here, working on different things, trying to do some different stuff. But when I start thinking about fishing, I'm going to start fishing. You know what I'm saying to you? Here's something that I learned with Jeff from Wahi Outboards. Okay, boom. I've got my fishing rods with me at all times. I took my boat, brought my boat up here to Jeff because he put the 150 on for me. I got rid of that 125 2-stroke and went with a 150 4-stroke. And on my 1800 Fisherman, I mean, the thing just, it flies, but I'm having starting trouble. Well, my battery tests fine. Everything's good. Load test is good. Everything's okay there. It's charging. It's got 14.5 to 15 volts, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everything's perfect. And I'm like, okay, what the heck else could it be? You know, the wiring, it's so simple. It's ridiculous. And like, should we check the cells and see if there's a bad cell? So I actually had 2 bad cells, 2 kind of okay cells, and 2 that were in need of attention. So basically I had 4 bad cells, but I had a good battery, even a load test. So if you're having electrical problems and you load test the battery and it's okay, you still got to do that hydrometer thing and check the electrolytes in each cell. And there you go. You battle your trouble, battle it, and all of a sudden, boom, that's it. Gas. No, God, gas. No, the thing, sorry, I shouldn't. Whoops. Who's this?
Oh,
Who's your daddy? There we go. That's me in my younger days. You know, what the heck? You know, isn't that funny that Meta AI put my old face on my young body? Just drives me nuts, you know. But I'll tell you what, I'm in shape for an old timer. But no, so no, it wasn't. It's not a gas issue. Got. I always have plenty of gas, but no, I would drive it down the river a few miles and I'd shut it off and I go to turn it on again and boom, and nothing and leave it sit and it would go. So I think, okay, something's not right here, but yeah, it was bad cells. And that's lead acid, right? If you're using AGM or if you're using lithium, then you're not going to have a cell problem because you don't have the lead acid. But
yeah, it's always something, ain't it? You know, it's always the little things sometimes we overlook. We load test it, you think that's going to fix it, and good thing you thought to check the cells, and you know, it didn't fail a load test. So what else would you know? You're going to overlook a battery pretty quick.
Oh, in a quick hurry, especially when because that's the first thing you do. You always check your battery first, right? And like, okay, well, no, it's got 12.8 volts, and it load tests as an 800 cold cranking battery, so it tests at 790. Well, it's good. We're good. Let's move on to the next problem. And so yeah, the apparent part is not checking to see if the cells are dry. Pop the caps off and see if you've got if your water levels are different. You know, you probably have a deal if you're overcharging. You know, mine are on maintainers, so you know, it's the digital Humminbird maintainer, so I'm not worried about that. Everything tested fine.
Is that battery by chance?
3 years. So that's why I'm like, well, it's 3 years old. That it's time.
Yeah. Back in the day, they used to be warranted for that. Now it's a year.
Yeah, that's it. They got the year on it. So I just got rid of my house battery, which was an Optima. And maybe here's the lesson for someone. Maybe I had premature failure with my starting battery because I had the house battery tied to the starting battery. Like I found the internet. It was, I don't know, it was some company that suggested doing it that way because then you'll charge it while you're running. And I'm like, okay, I'll give that a shot. But here's the thing. I tied an AGM to a lead acid battery, and you're not supposed to do that. Lithium to lithium, AGM to AGM, lead acid to lead acid. You don't cross party lines there. So I probably caused the premature failure on my own. And that's okay. I've learned. I'm lead acid now on house and starting battery. And that's okay. Someday I'll, you know, when I find someone that's got some lithium batteries, I might go that direction. But
wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yeah, but wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, but no. So you know, you really got to pay attention to what you got going on there, because the last thing you want to do is have problems. And so doing tournaments like the Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl,
you didn't do it right either.
What do you mean I didn't? Livestock, the Stockman's Livestock Fall Brawl.
Got her.
Yeah, there. So, no, but Yeah, we run into a lot of guys that they'll have battery trouble. Well, it worked great yesterday, worked great all week, and now all of a sudden we got a problem. Okay, well,
in this day and age, you think about it, like last week's conversation with, Josh Friesman brought up what's the draws and this and that, and all these new electronics. You don't want your house you want a standalone house battery for your electronics only. I mean, we need to get somebody on that's just talking about rigging one of these days, because that's a great conversation and stuff that, the different styles, what you want, how you want it, what gauge wire, what all these different things. Because you hear, oh, it's got to have 16 volts. Oh, it's got to have, 12 volt. I've heard guys putting 36 in and using a power reducer to go down to the 16 volts. You got all these different things, and but the big thing we're learning with these new electronics is clean, clear power. So you got to have that clean, clear power.
Yeah.
Because the bilge pump kicking on sends signals through your live scope, or through your electronics, not just live scope, or the stereo running or any of that stuff really messes with your electronics. So we're gonna have to get a guy on talking about boat rigging here very soon, because that's going to be a conversation coming up this fall. And all the different stuff out there, man. What you can buy for these boats nowadays is incredible.
Yeah, it's nuts. And if you're running an older boat, if you're not checking your connections on stuff, I struggled with multiple voltage in separate units. And I went through and I rewired some stuff, and I went through and I pulled everything off the ground blocks, put it all back on, and went through that whole scenario. And some of the wiring that I cleaned up, I ended up having that 12.7 to 12.8 in every unit, my 2 Humminbirds and my Lowrance, my HDS Live. And I guess, frankly, if I would have turned the Humminbird on, in the back, that one probably would have said 12.8 as well. But I had all these varying voltage, and I'm like, well, so what? Why? And it was all ground. That's what it was. It was all ground. It was a ground issue.
Yeah.
So
well, we probably chatted longer we thought we were going to. So
yeah, I wasn't going to go past 28 minutes, because I'm like, I'm gonna stop there. But I've had so much fun talking that, I mean, if you guys want to hang out, we'll go 13 more minutes, 12 and a half more minutes now. But
yeah, 100%. But like I say, I've heard fishing's tough down on the lower end right now. I haven't heard much. You said Whitlocks was a kind of a struggle this last week, and sounds like you missed a few rather than connected with them. So you still found.
I didn't just miss a few. I missed a whole damn lake. It was bad.
That's kind of, as a tournament director, I've always said, like, I love going to bodies of water and seeing a ton of fish caught, but I also kind of deep down like a tough bite.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily like that, but I like that tough bite, because then it really sees who can pull something off.
Well, you find out who your fishermen are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes a ton of sense. I'm all for it. You love to see those big bags, and we've seen a lot of big bags, right? So, it would be kind of fun to come in and have a smaller, more competitive field.
Yeah.
But it's never going to happen, because somebody's always going to catch a 10-pounder. Or here's the deal. You want to take a bet on how many 11-pounders get brought in this weekend?
Oof.
Give me it. Now we've got good fishermen. We've got good teams. We've got husband-wife teams. A lot of those, a lot of buddy teams, but we've got a lot now. Here's the Full brothers are fishing this, right?
Yep.
And they know how to fish, and they know how to do it well, and they can catch multiple teeners. So would it be impossible? No, a battery terminal protector. Yeah, right. You know what? And I do that too. It's that black soupy goopy stuff that you don't want to get on your skin, because you get it on your skin, it's there forever. boy, does it keep your battery clean. But no, so will they come in with a couple of big fish? I say it's highly likely. And when you look at Bible's going to be out there, so the Bible boys, they could come in with some heavies, 26, 28, 29ers. Well, they could go. Why couldn't they catch? If they can catch 26, 27, they can catch a 31.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of guys fishing this tournament that can win. But now when I look at the teams, I look at this tournament and I go, you know what, this and I don't know all of the anglers, but I'm like, this one seems to be pretty even. Oh yeah, dielectric on no doubt. The dielectric thing is paramount too, especially with all that lake water and all the limestone and all the mineral and all that crap that can get in there, and it just corrodes and turns green and gets icky. So got to protect it all. But yeah, the field seems to be pretty even and pretty equal. So I'm really kind of curious to see, if there are 3, 4, 5 teams that might weigh 22 to 24 pounds, and then we've got 20 teams that are weighing 18 to 19, whatever. I think I said it on my radio show in Pierre, on the Eagle 100.1. I said that Sunday is going to be the day, and it always is because it's day number 2, right? But because we're going to have wind on day 2, it's supposed to be calm on day 1 on Saturday. I think we're talking 5 to 10 mile an hour wind, so make it 15. But then we've got gusts to 20 or 25, 28, 29, 30, something like that on Sunday. That could be all the difference.
I was just weather. I'm breaking my own rule. I don't usually look.
Yeah, I looked because I'm like, well, I've got so I'm on the Eagle 100.1 Monday through Sunday. So I got to work Saturday from 10 to 2, and then I got to do you and the fishing crew on Saturday and Sunday. So I am going to be going to the radio station and back to Spring Creek and to the radio station. Like, I just want to know what the weather's going to be like for the weekend, so I pack the right clothes, because I've got to have my fancy studio clothes on.
Yeah, like you're wearing.
And then I got to get into my fishing crew uniform and be ready to to look great on stage.
Yeah,
we're on stage anyway. So yeah. Whatever. It's going to be a fun weekend because the weather, I think, is going to be just exemplary. 70, 77 to 81, something like that. So it's going to be a little warm. Really, it's going to be just a tad on the warm side. It could have been cold. It could have been rainy. It could have been, something elsey. But I don't think we'll even have frost on the pumpkin. So
yeah,
good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice weekend. I'm showing 10 to 20 on Sunday, which my old buddy T-Dub used to say, add them together, and that's what your win's going to be. So
yeah, right. Yep, time for the fall brawl. Let's go, boys. It's the fall brawl.
Yeah.
So, I just got a text from Mom. She said, Chasen, you can stop talking now. So, yes. I guess we got to go.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm on top of the world there. I love you.
Will be, like I said, Friday night. You'll see a bunch of interviews come up on Friday night on the Fishing Crew Facebook and YouTube page. Saturday morning, join us for takeoff. We'll post the time that we're taking off so everybody knows. I'm guessing 7:15 to 7:30. It looked pretty good this morning, but cloud cover, who knows what's going to happen there. And then, midday show. Hopefully we can get some guys in service so we can get them on. So that'll come to you at noon sharp. And then weigh-ins will start at 3:30 each day if we take off at 7:30. So regardless, we got a trailer from Spring Creek to the outpost, which is not far, but there's a little trailering in there. So we got to get them over there. So once we get that done, then they can get weigh-ins. So 3:30 starts weigh-ins. And then we're going to follow it up this time with some interviews from the top 5, top 3, something like that.
Yep.
After day 1, and then we'll follow the same thing on Sunday and follow it up with interviews from the top 3 winners on Sunday.
Yeah, if you can trailer from Bitter to Webster or Lake Ray Roberts to Tulsa, we can
Yeah.
We can do Spring Creek to Cow Creek.
Think about this. So the people up here that don't understand this, and I've kind of always heard this stuff, at the Bassmasters, like the 2 years we went to the Classic now, the launch is 2 hours from where they weigh in.
Yeah, that's no, thank you. That's a little much, but that's the way it goes.
Mobridge and weighing in Pierre. That puts a perspective on it. Launching in Mobridge, weighing in Pierre.
So sorry, Pat Benatar just waved goodbye. It's just a crazy radio station. They're just people coming and going like crazy.
Destination, huh?
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's just there's you got Mo Music, you got Mo Weather, you got Mo Walleye, Mo Bigger Walleye, and you got Mo Bridge. So, all right, that's it. Mom just texted again and said, "I thought I told you were done." So,
all right, buddy.
I don't want to make Mom mad.
Tune in this weekend, guys. Good luck. And if you still want to sign up, fishandcrew.com.
All right. We'll see you in Pierre there on Friday evening.
See ya.